10 food, followed by engineering bay on 10 food, and then turret, 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 supply depot. And at this point, he had like 1,400 gas, because, got his gas around 10, so he starts researching the +1 attack upgrade for infantry. And then my friend Ben immediately kills Devin, who has 11 SCVs, and that's it, really, really no experience whatsoever. And Devin actually, when the StarCraft 2 beta came out, Devin was at he was a bronze level player. Like, that's that league that, in fact, doesn't even exist anymore because it's so low, it's like the pewter league, it's beyond bottom, right? But he worked his way all the way up to platinum, right? Just from enjoying the game, playing through. And this really goes to show that if you have a good approximation of strategy and just a good approximation of just general gameplay, you can succeed at a pretty decent level. I mean, sure, this smoothing and everything that I was talking about is the biggest roadblock for players trying to get all the way up to the higher levels of play, especially if you're trying to go from, say, Platinum to Diamond League. But, other than that, Devin is a superhero among men. But either way, this is Twilight Fortress, where you have this shared entrance, and both of you have these expansions coming up soon. And the opponents obviously have a shared base, and it's pretty long distances between the bases, as you can just see. It's basically completely diagonal, and you even have these Zelnaga watchtowers in the middle of the map that allow you to see exactly what's passing in and out and everywhere. So it looks like Devin is walling himself in, and he's getting forge and cannons. And this is the sort of thing where this is actually pretty reasonable. What is his ally doing? They're just expanding. There's no focus on any sort of early attack, just setting up a defense so that they don't die. One cannon up. Looks like he's preparing to have some sort of wall off. Pretty damn good, decent strategy. Is it going to get in? I think not. And here comes the gateway. Alright, not a wall off. Looks like he wants to have at least a little bit of space for things to run in and out. Absolutely not. Why would I say such a thing? I think Devin, yes, he's going to be walling in. Nifty. Fantastic. And this is actually pretty decent. This sort of thing. If it's cross-map, why not power, right? Why not get things up, get things as economy-focused as possible? Devin's chrono-boosting his heart out, getting as many probes as possible. We do have, what's his ally Jason doing? Well, Jason is just powering. He's getting his lair. He's making a ton of drones. He's getting 2 queens up. And going to the unit counting station, Devin only has probes. And Jason only has drones and queens. I mean, serious emphasis on just getting up as much of an economy as possible. And it looks like the opponents have the same idea-ish in mind. It looks like they're playing a little bit defensive at the front, but not nearly as good strategically, right? This strategy, this general theme of, well, let's just wall ourselves in and get some expansions up really fast, I think this is going to be clearly superior on this map. And anything that focuses on the long term. So, I mean, getting upgrades early on would be awesome. Yeah, and what was there was some other thing I wanted to say. Whatever, it'll come to me eventually. But, this, again, this sort of defensiveness early on by Terran, look, building this bunker here, this is exactly what I was talking about that plagues this level of play, this gold 2v2 level of play, and even gold 1v1 as well, where, oh, we had to get this bunker so we can defend from stuff early on. Well, I mean, if you just walled in, you don't even need to get a bunker or even really need this many Marines. Or if you just, like, have a guy right here checking, you don't even need this many guys. There's just no chance of it coming. But this gives you this feeling of safety, and you feel, oh, everything's going to be fine and well and good. But, of course, it's not necessary. It's really not. Now, one cool thing that's very, very interesting about 2v2s, and of course people haven't really been talking too much about 2v2s on StarCraft 2, is these fun little splits you can do in terms of army mix. It looks like Banshees is getting all these... Oh, by the way, I just realized how clever that is. Banshees. Banshees? Awesome. How suave of him to have a little funny name that I got after apparently 15 minutes into this daily. It's okay. I had that Brontosaurus-like reaction time. So one player is getting all air. It looks like all anti-air with these Vikings. The other player is getting all mech, big ground army focus. But again, as we can see in these food counts, look at Grammaton. Oh yeah, upgrades. Does he even have any units yet? No, he has one Hydralisk, right? Super emphasis on powering. Devin's getting his expansion up. Only just now actually making any sort of unit producing structures. Oh yeah, upgrades coming up as well. Pretty sick, right? Pretty nice basic fundamentals. And of course, the one thing that's going to set these gold level players apart, so when I say that, I mean like your average median level player, by no means someone who's trying to play competitively, just someone who likes to sort of have the casual game. What's really going to set this casual, fun gamer apart from the competitive gamer, who's actually trying to like climb up, is little things like sneaking this Nexus in earlier, building less cannons at the front so you have more money to get these sorts of things earlier. And of course, the Vikings trying to get in there to the front. And I've been doing all sorts of analysis. This is a fun game played with Devin and Jason. These guys are awesome, man. I used to just go over and watch them play Halo 3 in their lounge. They should be like screaming bloody murder at each other, and I didn't play, which of course made my observer seat a lot easier. Because the best way to troll two people playing Halo is to give suggestions that are like really obvious. Dude, you should shoot that guy. So of course I had a whole lot of fun with that one. Oh, it's a delight. And of course you got to be a little bit careful with this sort of thing. And this is, notice, right at the start of this entire daily, what did I spend a whole lot of time talking about? Too often, because people have this experience of, oh my god, I died to the stuff I wasn't expecting. They have this idea that if I surprise them, it's all about surprises. If I do something he's not expecting, I can win. So they try to be all tricky. Try to be less tricky. Trickiness can get you killed. As we can see here, all these Vikings came in here. Oh, tricky, he'll never expect flying units coming into the expansion. And then they ended up dying. And sure, you could have pulled them back, but you already would have lost a little bit more than it was worth. Plenty of Hydralisks coming out. And you know what? This is looking pretty damn good from our good friend Jason. Right? Look, he's getting the double upgrades. He's making a bunch of stuff. There's not anything too extraordinarily sophisticated going on here. It's not like he's some sort of rocket scientist, but basic, good form on the strategy. Early expanding, letting your opponent wall in, getting the upgrades before you get any units, because you are walled in, and then just macroing like crazy. Money's a little high. I want to do something with that. But either way, totally kick-ass. Devon's hasn't quite committed to anything yet. He's just getting a lot of all sorts of good stuff. More starports coming out. More of everything coming out from everyone. It looks like we have ourselves a nice passive game coming up. So yes, indeed. And it's so funny because what we're seeing right now is step 2, after you start to realize, hey, I don't really need to worry about too much stuff at the front. It doesn't look like this defense was too excessive too early. They pretty much got a bunker, and then they both got expansions up, It's not an extreme, over-the-top early defense, but then what happens is people get scared to attack. I mean, we saw Asgard try to pop in here with a surprise drop at the back, but look at this, no movement in the middle of the map. Look at Giggle's vision, right? Look, nothing in the middle. He has an observer here. And oh, look, Jason's just trying to sneak. Oh, yeah, if I have 1,000 money, why not just expand a whole bunch? Yeah, sure. Honestly, it's not actually that bad a logic. Well, if I have the money, why not just build stuff? And then likewise, look over at the red peoples. They don't have anything, right? There is nothing. This is as far as they can see is right here. Directly underneath Asgard's name is the farthest they have vision. Get a little bit bold, try to move stuff around, check what's going on. Because this lack of vision shouldn't have the biggest influence on strategy. If you have, again, a very well-timed, smooth, awesome build, you have a good idea of what you need to be worrying about and what you don't. But what is concerning with this lack of vision is units moving around the middle of the map. This sort of, if Banshees wanted to move forward and whoopsie daisies, there's a bunch of Hydralisks, he'll get himself in trouble. And I love this, Devin having his observer following him around. A big mistake. I've lost many a 2v2 in my time because I just completely forgot to get detection. And looks like more Hydralisks being produced. And what's always fun about watching Starcraft 2 is that there's always ways that you can see to improve. So I mean, for instance, Jason, who again, playing pretty damn well for your average level gamer, right? But Overlords, if they were spread out across the map, that could easily get him a huge vision advantage. But of course, he probably shouldn't attack. This is a little bit well fortified. And looks like, yeah, they're getting upgrades. Yeah, and see, this is the sort of thing that gets you in trouble. Is you don't really need super smooth, insane timing with everything to be competent at this game, but doing little things like forgetting upgrades is going to really, really make you want to cry. And really the only reason that I think that our good friends Giggle and Jason are ahead in this game is because they're just expanding. There's really nothing even terribly exciting going on, except for the fact that Devin's making a ton of Phoenixes. Yeah, Phoenixes, some of the awesomest units in the game, because really any single time a Phoenix lifts things into the air, I just giggle. I just cannot stop but giggle, which is of course Devin's name, so he's providing the entertainment. And I would ideally like for there to be some action going on. That's the one problem. Remember, my birthday was yesterday. I still have birthday power, and they really need to be entertaining me a little bit better. Hive's up, just getting it for more upgrades. Meh, no big deal. And oh yeah, this is something I'm into.